And we got this email, and we want to address this as efficiently, as quickly, and as professionally as possible. And I will read this. Hi, guys. My name is Max, and I'm emailing from Columbus, Ohio. I'm a longtime listener and big fan. Thanks for having such great content for all this time, and especially thank you for providing so much of it for free for so long. I remember back when it was just the Conan show, and even since then, you've had the best wrestling product that's out there. The only reason that I'm emailing you guys at all is because of how outright terrible the Cornette show is. This last episode with whoever this asshole is who's babbling about eating at Burger King for 10 minutes straight, fuck! It just seems like a real shame to blow what could be such a great podcast off on such shit as whoever this guest is that keeps popping up. I listened to the first couple of episodes that had this dickhead on them with my fingers crossed that he wouldn't show up again, and now here they are saying people are writing in wanting him to be a regular guest. Who the fuck are these people? I'm guessing they're the same people who were really happy about Cornette ranting about Family Guy for hours on end. Ugh. Anyway, hope you guys are all doing well. Tell Cornette to get that boring prick off the air ASAP, or else I'm never listening to that show again. Otherwise, keep up the good work on the other shows. They are greatly appreciated. Max from Columbus. Well, you know, Max, we here at The Experience value all of our criticisms, complaints, and comments from the listeners and from the cult of Cornette, and we wanted to address this as efficiently and as profoundly as we possibly could. And as a matter of fact, we chose the person best representative of your letter to answer this for you now. So, ladies and gentlemen, to rebut Max from Columbus, Ohio, and deal with his problems, direct on the phone is Kenny Starmaker Bolin. Kenny, welcome back to the program.
Well, thank you. And holy shit, what a horrible thing for an individual to say about another individual who does not know said individual. So I'm going to address him personally right here real quick right now. Max.
As an individual.
Max, if that is your real name. Because who the fuck is named Max anyway? In this day and age. How old is this motherfucker? Fuck you, Max. Fuck you and the goddamn camel you rode in on. How dare you say these derogatory things about me? How dare you insult the integrity of the Cornette show for having the decency to give the viewers and the listeners what they want. They can't view yet because we're not video. But how fucking dare you? And where are you from? Fucking Ohio, Columbus, fucking Ohio. If you was ever going to give the world an enema, you would stick the nozzle right in Columbus, Ohio.
Do you think it's that bad? Is it that bad?
Oh, and if that ain't bad enough, he's surrounded by fucking pitifulness. Dayton, Cincinnati, Cleveland. Holy, come on. And he should be dying to listen to this show every week, to be educated by the likes of you, educated by the likes of me. But what's he do? He gets on there and he writes a big letter, upset that he's hearing me every week. Well, apparently he likes it. Apparently he's learning something. Because as you noticed, he's writing in every single week. Every week he wants to hear more. But
I think it's an abusive relationship between you and Max from Columbus. I think he listens despite the pain.
There's only two other fucking people I know on the goddamn planet Earth that were ever named Max. That was Maxwell Smart and Max Baer, who played Jethro. Two fucking barely functional dumbasses named Max.
Actually, Max Baer that played Jethro was Max Baer Jr. He was the son of former heavyweight boxing champion Max Baer Sr., and Max Baer Jr. was actually noted as a very intelligent man, an agent, a producer, and a deal maker around Hollywood. He retired quite wealthy.
Well, you and two other people on the planet Earth would know that. Everyone else knows him as a cornflake eating cornflakes. That's what he had, in a big ass giant bowl with Granny Clampett. That's what people fucking know Max as.
I only wish we could get Kenny to open up more.
Columbus. Yeah, tell us your real feelings. What is this?
He's obviously a cocksucker, and I got no problems with cocksuckers. Don't get me wrong.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
If you're sucking cock for money, okay, I understand that. You got to feed your family. But when you're doing it for pure fucking pleasure, like Max in Ohio does, I got a problem with that.
Well, wait a minute. Let's slow it down. I do that for pleasure myself.
He's a pleasure. Well, you suck cock for pleasure because you like cock.
Yeah.
But he is sucking cock. That's a low-life piece of shit.
Wait a minute.
Out of boredom. He's bored because there's nothing to do in Ohio.
He doesn't even like it.
Mason-Dixon line. There's nothing happening up there, and he's a low-life piece of shit who sucks cock for pleasure, not for money. And Alice, I know for a damn fact you've sucked cock for money before. You got dinner out of it, and that's money.
I'm going to take control of this
Kenny.
program. Now, would just both of you, just stop it. I'm going to take control of this program. I think we have decided that Max...
My nurse is sitting here. My nurse is... My blood pressure's through the roof right now.
Just
199 over 159. What the fuck?
Would you hold
That's rolled up. My nurse is here. You don't suck cock for pleasure, do you?
But I'm keeping my mouth shut.
It's true. We had to get a nurse. In order for Kenny to make this particular rebuttal, we needed to get a nurse on hand to make sure.
Damn. My blood pressure's through the fucking moon right now. And you know me, Jimmy. I'm normally 128 over 75. He's got me where he may... Can we sue him for defecation of character?
Well, you had a lawyer around, so...
Well, my lawyer's in the other room getting paid. I mean, getting paid. He's in there. He's... Well, I can't tell you what it's about right now, but we'll talk about it later. But I have the attorney here for a reason.
All right, but let me just interject here for a moment.
Fuck you, Max, if I didn't cover that, but go ahead.
We've wrapped up with Max from Columbus. Apparently, we've established that he sucks dick because he's bored. He's not even really gay, which so he's lower on the social circle because of that. Because when you suck dick just because you're bored, it's
Elizabeth, don't wrap that leg. Wrap my other leg. Not that leg, my other leg.
But anyway, before you go on with your nolo contendres and your double entendres,
do not apply the lotion to that leg during the show. You know that excites me. Let's hold off here. Now, all right, go ahead, Jim.
We just called you up so that you could reply to Max from Columbus, and you've done that. You have your nurse there. We'll let you go so you can have your service done in peace.
No, ain't nobody letting me go because I'm supposed to be on for the whole show. After the fans have spoken, I see the emails, I see the letters. I wanted to talk about the confusion about my finger in the Youth of America. There's been some confusion. I would like to answer that if you don't mind.
You stated on the program here 3 weeks ago that you had your finger firmly in the Youth of America. I don't know how that can be confusing in any way.
Well, what I want to do is I want to state that was taken out of context because, Jimmy, you know me. I'm a thoughtful, caring, loving man. Why are you laughing? Jesus freaking Christ. I can't get any respect anywhere. So
to the point.
What I've done is people have labeled me as a soul searcher. And when I find these young girls, and I don't like helping the guys because I've always said guys can help themselves. So what I've always done for quite a while, and you've known me, Jimmy, I go out looking for young girls.
I've known you to do this quite a number of times, yes.
I look for young girls that need help, and I am a soul searcher. And what I do, and this is how my finger in the Youth of America came to be, because I place my fingers on these young girls, and I search for their souls. And once I find the soul, I insert my finger into that soul.
You only got arrested twice for that.
I never have been arrested for that. So when I place
I think the answer lies in the middle. It was actually never prosecuted, but go ahead.
When I place my finger into their soul, it seems to do something for them. It seems to bring them great pleasure. And they like that. And they kind of look at me as a father figure. And but what I've noticed is that I've looked for older girls to search their souls. Sometimes they have multiple souls. And I've had to insert 1, 2, and then sometimes 3 fingers into their souls to bring them the same pleasure that I bring the younger girls who only maybe have the one soul.
Yeah.
So I am a soul searcher, and I look to fill their souls with my fingers.
Completely up.
Absolutely. I mean, you said it.
Which every woman loves.
To the brim, literally.
Every woman, but some of the older ones that I've started trying to help, and past 19, 20, 21. And I'm going to have to cut back because that's where it got to be 4 fingers, 5 fingers, the whole fist, and sometimes even that wasn't enough. And I've had to back off of that.
How many wristwatches have you lost?
You're trying to make something dirty out of this, Alice. I would expect that out of you.
He actually doesn't wear one. He doesn't. He does
souls, not holes. You dirty little woman.
He doesn't wear a watch because he's so stupid he doesn't know what time it is.
I know what time it is. According to
what
Canada,
time is it?
I listened to the mayor up in Canada. He said to set my clocks back an hour, and people are still saying I'm late. I mean, I'm notoriously late anyway, but I just did what the good mayor in Canada said to do. He told everybody to set their clocks back an hour, and I did what he said.
All right.
Would know.
Let me ask you one thing before we get off here for this edition of The Experience.
Well, I'm getting fucked on this episode. I promised all my fans that I would be on for the entire show, that you all needed me.
Well, you'll have to call both of them and tell them. But I want to ask you about the cards. Everybody knows if you want to know about Louisville basketball here in this town. You got to talk to King B, Kenny Bolin, the Star Maker. What can we expect after the Cards' dominant victory last week? What can we expect in the tournament?
You know, it's like I told everybody all along. Way back when the Kentucky Wildcats got fortunate and beat us by 7. I told you right there in your own home, hey, they got lucky. They played the game of a lifetime. Louisville played as bad as they could. They only beat us by 7. Don't worry about Louisville. We're going to win the championship come March and April, not in November and December. And has the prophecy come true? We've won 11 of the last 12. We absolutely went down there to SMU, down there, the biggest game ever in the history of the state of Texas, the highest ticket prices for any game ever, including Kentucky Baylor and that big-ass football stadium that Dallas plays in, the most highest ticket prices. Even the NBA championship game by the Dallas Mavericks, the Louisville ticket prices were $50 higher per ticket than any game ever held in that state. They were amped up for it. They were
I've heard they were big ticket prices.
They were undefeated, amped up for it. They couldn't wait to get Louisville down there so they could add us to the list because they were undefeated. Well, that didn't work out so well for them. They got us down 26-12. It looked bad. It looked like doom and gloom. And the mighty Cardinals charged back, took a 27-26 lead, never looked back, beat them by 13 points on their home floor with George Bush, that fucking Republican, sitting there.
Did I ask you to recap the entire season or to give us a look at what's going to go on in the tournament?
No, just the last 2 games against top 25 teams. So then UConn, the team that beat the Kentucky Wildcats for the national championship just 2 or 3 years ago, they come in to our home, the Yum Center, down there where we make all that fried chicken. They come in there flapping their gums, talking about how they was going to beat us right down there on our home floor. What happened to them? You know, you saw the score, Jimmy. You and I were out settling up some debt. We had debt to settle. You watched it with me.
I was buying you dinner, whereupon before we even got our menus handed to us, you had sold 2 sets of your headphones.
Well, I sold 7 more that night at Roosters, but that's neither here nor there. The headphones are going great, by the way, guys. Kenny Bolin at MSN.com is where you PayPal me at. You know, another set that's selling good are those.
People were walking right by and you pulled them over. You pulled them over, and they were walking right by the table, and you pulled them over.
They were obviously Cardinal fans. They were Cardinal fans. I know they were, and that's why I pulled them over and sold them some headphones. They were happy. You saw the thrill in their face.
You sold the custom set, Bolin Services on one side, Cornette Face on the other side. I know this.
Well, I sold 3 sets of those today, even in the wireless version for a mere $59.95, a little bit of shipping and handling. You too can have Kenny Bolin on one side and Jimmy Cornette on the other. Alice, that's a fantasy of yours, isn't it?
if we could only have somebody talk about the Cardinals.
Well, I am talking about the Cardinals. We beat them by, 38 points. Beat them like redheaded stepchildren. No offense, my nurse is redheaded. Beat them like redheaded stepchildren. Fucked them all up and down the court. We was up by 40. We put the subs in, the third string team with about 8 minutes to go, and they ran it up about another 15 or 20.
I heard the mascot did well.
The mascot came in. He didn't do bad. He went 3 of 3 from the arc. He had 6 rebounds and 4 assists. The water boy came in. He went 0 for 3, but he did have a couple of assists, and he played good defense.
So what do you think about the tournament? What's coming up?
Well, we got the conference tournament coming up down there in Memphis. It looks like on our side of the board it's going to be a clean sweep. Everybody we played, we've already beat the shit out of. We're just laying back waiting for the championship game, probably against Memphis is what we're looking at. Possibly Cincinnati. I'm leaning on Memphis because those fuckers have beaten us twice by the skin of their teeth. I say this is the time we put them in their place right there on their home floor down there in the Pyramid in Memphis, Tennessee, the home of Jerry the King Lawler, where Monday Night Raw was last night. Did you say you had a review you'd like to give? Or I guess I missed out on that because you all did that part of the show without me.
Oh, we did
Impact, yes.
Yeah. Oh, you did Impact. All right, well, I'll review on Raw next week. That's my job anyway, right? I'm back. Right, am I back?
Because you want more money to have to watch Impact. I know you do.
It did just occur to me. I do a weekly Raw review. Could I get the Star Maker to review Raw with me on RWR Podcast? Could that happen?
Oh, Jesus Christ, don't encourage him.
I think we could work out some type of possible deal there, Alice.
I do believe my audience would love it.
I think, well Jimmy's audience loves it too. He just has a little trouble admitting it. He fucked me on this week's show, though. I don't take kindly to being trying to bring up the rear of the show. I ain't right the Jack.
Oh, you're our closer, Kenny. You're our closer.
Right now, it's the Jim Cornette Experience. Can I interject something? Right now, I want to give my audience what they want. I want to give him the end of this program. Thank you very much for being a part of it, and thank you for answering Max from Columbus, and thank you and fuck you, Max.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, next he's still babbling. I don't know what he said. Can you hear? I don't know what he's saying.
Pleasure. That's what I said about Max.
I've got his microphone overruled. I don't know what he's saying.
Not for money. He sucks cock for pleasure. I just want to point that out.
Well, I thought it's just because he was bored. But anyway, for Alice Radley, at Alice Radley, and Jim Cornette, myself, at the Jim Cornette, and Kenny Starmaker Bolin, at
Get my headphones. Get my headphones.
The local police station.
No, I'm not there. Starmaker Bolin on Facebook. Go there, check out the headphones, various different combinations. PayPal me at kennybolin@msn.com. Thousands of you have. Most of your fans, Jimmy. I'm stealing
the good thing about it is if you send him money, he will stay away from you. And we will be back next week here on the program with a special guest that I'm still trying to line up, so I'm not going to plug. But hey,
I'm right here. I'll be here. Just ask me. I'll be here. I love being on your show.
And he won't be here. They're always great, folks, for the Jim Cornette Experience. For those of us here at the Experience, good day, everyone.
I'll be here. I will be here.